All rise for this week's political figure episode, because Minnesota's drunk uncle to the east is making it very clear that apparently we need to talk about the Honorable Judge Janet Protesiewicz. Janet Claire Protesiewicz was born December 3rd, 1962 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, the city of Brew. She graduated in 1981 from pious Roman numeral 11 high school. It's Catholic, if you couldn't tell. In 1985, she graduated with a bachelor's in education from the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and got her Juris Doctor in 1988 from Marquette University School of Law, also in Milwaukee. She certainly is a hometown girl. Shortly after being admitted to the bar, she joined the district attorney's office in, can you guess which city? This is a tough one. Just kidding, it's Milwaukee, where she served as an assistant district attorney for 26 years. During this time, she's also a member of the employees union and was socially active, engaging in protests against union busting and anti-union legislation that has plagued the state of Wisconsin. In 2014, she was elected for the first time to public office as a Milwaukee County Circuit Judge, and she served in that position until 2023 when she ran for Wisconsin's Supreme Court, and she won by a lot. Like 11 points, making Wisconsin Supreme Court a 4-3 split with 4 judges who tend to favor democracy and 3 judges who are big fans of fascism. And now we're up to date on her because she's brand new, there's nothing really to talk about, but this video is not really about her. Now you see, her election was monumental because Wisconsin is gerrymandered to fuck. Like the most gerrymandered state in the goddamn country. In fact, as far as Wisconsin voters go, it's about as 50-50 split as you can get. But despite only 49% of Wisconsin voters leaning conservative, almost 70% of Wisconsin state legislators are Republican. And this is nothing new, but blatant partisan gerrymandering has been upheld repeatedly by a conservative-held Supreme Court. Because as Wisconsin's Republican policies get worse, their cheating needs to get better if they want to keep winning elections. Now, I tell you that because another case is about to come up before the Supreme Court on partisan Wisconsin gerrymandering, and Wisconsin's new Supreme Court, with the addition of Janet, is most likely going to rule in favor of democracy and not subverting it. In addition to that, there's also some cases on women's health care and privacy coming up, and Republicans, knowing that their cheating and their shitty unpopular legislation was at stake, spent millions and millions and millions of dollars trying to win that Supreme Court seat. And Democrats, also knowing what's at stake, but only partially because they're fucking stupid, also spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on the Supreme Court election. And at over $42 million in total candidate spending, it was the most expensive judicial race in U.S. history. But hey, Janet won, democracy wins, some sanity will be restored to the DUI state. Except maybe not, because remember I told you, Democrats are fucking stupid. There was another race, Wisconsin's 8th Senate seat, that Democrats in Wisconsin basically ignored, spending a pittance of $2 million on that race. And they lost it, handing Wisconsin Republicans a supermajority in the House and Senate. That's bad enough because it has consequences for Governor Tony Evers because they can override his vetoes. But it also gives them the power to just impeach whoever the fuck they don't like, including Supreme Court justices and governors. Now, no rational or reasonable public servant, regardless of party, would use impeachment powers to unjustifiably nullify a democratic election and remove the power of an elected official like a Supreme Court justice who's never even heard a single case yet. So, of course, they're already trying to impeach Janet, even though she's never heard a single case yet. Now, Wisconsin Democrats are spending $4 million to try to fight this impeachment effort. Remember, they spent $2 million to lose the Senate seat that would have prevented all of this. And this could also have further reaching consequences than just Wisconsin. If Wisconsin Republicans try to bring presidential election results they don't like before the court, and the court's rigged, and the vote comes down to Wisconsin Republicans could conceivably undemocratically decide your next president, regardless of where you live. They could also do the same with federal Senate seats that vote on the laws that matter to you, regardless of where you live. And this will also write the blueprint and set the precedent for other states that want to try new types of corrupt fuckery. And for the Republicans cheering on this cheating, just remember that if the precedent gets set, Democrats can do it too. So maybe just give it a second thought before cheering on the fascism. Now, as usual, it's up to the people to do the job of the party for them. So call, write, email, smoke signal, telegraph your representatives in Wisconsin and tell them that if they move forward with this bullshit, you'll be voting for their opponents in their next primary and their party's opponents in the next general and every single election after. And there's also a site, Defend Justice, Communications, if you catch my drift, algorithms and whatnot, that can help you with that. Because remember, it's these kinds of undemocratic power grabs that allow a chancellor to merge his position with a president and change his title to leader. So please do your part so I can actually finish this video a few years down the road and tell you the long and storied career of political figure Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Janet Protesiewicz.